All right, first screen, just tell me kind of how you're feeling. What we're going to do today is we're going to learn another method of solving linear equations. Instead of graphing, we're going to be using substitution, where you're really taking one equation and substituting it into another. So on this one, kind of a review of what we've done with graphing. Looks like the solution would be there at -4, 1. And I'm not going to type that out, but my thinking is because that's where the lines intersect, is at the ordered pair, -4, 1. On this one, kind of working backwards, they're giving us a solution that's -1, 3. And we want to sketch a system of equations that's got that as a solution. So I need to draw just two lines that go through that ordered pair. It's not even asking me to come up with the equation. I could if I wanted to, but there's a lot of different ones that you could do on this one. All right, here we have a card sort, and tell you what, there are some graphs, and we're not going to use every single ordered pair, but we are going to use all the graphs. And I'm going to let you guys do a couple of these on your own, but I want to talk about two of them. If you notice right here, I have parallel lines. Parallel lines never intersect. So on that one, there is no solution. On this one, you have one line that was graphed on top of another. That means that they are intersecting all along. If you graph one line on top of another, that's infinitely many solutions. The rest of them, I'm going to let you figure out what the ordered pair was. Like on this one would be -4, 1. And I will let you check your own work. So you might want to make sure that you have this added into your notes. This is kind of the how-to of solving systems of equations by substitution. I'm not going to go over it too much in depth. You can pause right now and write it down or read it if you want to. But what I'm really doing is I'm taking one equation and solving for the other. On this one, that y is already solved for. So I'm going to take -2x minus 9 and plug it in wherever I see a y. And what's going to happen is I rewrite that bottom equation. I'm still going to have 6x minus 5. Now instead of that y, it's going to be what I plugged in, -2x minus 9. I'm going to actually do that in another color. Got my negative. Let's try that a little bit neater. -2x. I'm having trouble with the mouse today. 2x minus 9. Sometimes it helps to try and write a little bit larger. So I've got the 6x minus 5y instead of y, -2x minus 9. And then I can go ahead and put the equals, -19. Now, this looks like a problem from first semester where we had to solve. Well, I've got parentheses, so I need to distribute first. So I have 6x. And be careful of your signs. Think of that as a -5 and a -2. A negative times a negative is a positive. So -5 times -9 is a positive. Combine my like terms. So 16x plus 45 equals -19. I need to get rid of that 45. So I subtract 45. I get 16x equals negative 64. Divide by 16. And I get x equals negative 4. Well, there's half of my solution right there. My x coordinate is negative 4. What I need to know now is my y coordinate. Well, I'm going to use that first equation because y is already solved for. So I'm going to take that negative 4 and plug it in right there for x. So I'm going to have y equals negative 2. And I now know what x is. It's negative 4. Which is going to give me 8 minus 9, which is negative 1. And that is my solution. All right. Is there an ordered pair? I'm going to say yes. And what you could do is you could go ahead and solve that right now. But I'm just guessing right now, so we can't just guess. We actually have to solve. I'm going to take that top equation and plug it into the bottom one. So I'm still going to have 2x plus 4. And if you have a hard time typing or writing, you could work this out on paper and then explain your thinking right there. And I know y is actually 3x minus 1. And that equals 24. Use my distributive property. 2x plus 12x minus 4 equals 24. Combine my x's. 14x minus 4. Then I'm going to have to add 4 to both sides. I get 14x equals 28. And I can do this one in my head. X is going to be 2. Well, I want to go ahead and know what y is. I'm going to actually do this up at the top because I'm running out of room. Let's do it in red. I know y is 3x minus 1, and I know what that x is. It is 2, so I take 3 times 2 minus 1, which is 6 minus 1, which is 5. So my ordered pair is going to be 2, 5, and I think in the next one they ask us to type that in actually. So 2, 5, and it'll check for us. We got 2 green ones so that it was right. If I typed in the wrong number, it tells us what we did wrong. It tells us that we got it wrong. So you want to try and get those check marks. Let's go ahead and do another one. For some reason, this type of problem always throws people off because both y's are solved for. Well, if y's are equal, what they're equal to has to be equal. So set those two equations equal to each other, and you're going to get 2x plus 1 equals 6 minus 3x. I need to get my x's on the same side, so I'm going to add 3x. And that gives me 5x plus 1 equals 6. That's not a good equal sign. All right, that's still not a good equal sign. Subtract 1. I get 5x equals 5, or x equals 1. Well, let's go ahead and figure out our y. Well, I know that, and it doesn't matter which equation. I could use the top or the bottom. I'm going to use the top. So I know what that x is. It's 1. So y is going to be 2 times 1 plus 1, which is 3. So I kind of explained my thinking over in the work area. My answer is going to be 1, 3. Let's check it out. And it looks like I am correct. All right, let's go ahead and do another one. Take the top equation, let's plug it into the bottom. So 2x minus 3, and instead of y, that y is what is solved for, I'm going to put in 3x plus 14. And that's going to equal negative 14. So 2x minus 9x minus 42 equals negative 14. Then combine my like terms. 2x minus 9x is negative 7x minus 42 equals negative 14. Add 42 to both sides. And I'm going to get negative 7x equals 28. Divide by negative 7. X is going to be negative 4. So now I'm going to plug it in. And again, it doesn't matter which one, but I think the top one on this one is easier. So y is going to be 3 times negative 4. Oops, I thought I changed colors. I did not. Plus 14. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. Negative 12 plus 14 is 2. So I want to write that as an ordered pair, and it would be negative 4 comma 2. Check our work. Oops. Is that a negative sign? That's not a 4. Go ahead and try it. Whoops. Did I put negative? What did I put here? Oh, that's supposed to be a positive too. See? I typed it in and it told me I was wrong because I added a sign when I didn't mean to. There I go. All right. So how well did you do? How did you do with the distributive property? What questions do you have? And how are you feeling? All right. I hope you enjoyed.